Well, I won't take a minute. I'm Bianco, Riverside County Sheriff, your next governor, and you're all going to help me save this beautiful state. The campaign, I will tell you, is far more difficult than I thought it would be. Not only because the state is huge, but also because I have a full-time job too. So I have a full-time job campaigning, and I live on this thing with text messages, emails, and phone calls running the fourth largest sheriff's department in the country. I can tell you mentally I wouldn't be able to do it if it wasn't for my wife Denise. She's been with me. She's with me every single day, and I will tell you, in all of the things that I have to deal with, the sounding board that I have in her and the calming force that I have in her, she saves me from making quite a few mistakes in the press. Even though I make a lot of them, or I don't think I make a lot of them, I give them good things to talk about. But they would be much more juicy if Denise wasn't there to stop me from saying things.
Over 30 years in law enforcement, including as Riverside County Sheriff, what experiences from your first time as sheriff have most prepared you to be the next California governor, especially in turning around the failure of the one-party Democrat rule in the state of Sacramento, California?
Yeah, there's probably been quite a bit. I will say that being the sheriff of Riverside County is an enormous responsibility. I'm the second largest sheriff's office in the state, the fourth largest in the country. To keep it relatively short, I've got 4,400 employees, whole bunch of assignments, of responsibilities of people, but I'm the chief of police of 17 cities. So I also interact with 17 city councils that are primarily, they may be even, but they're definitely split Democrat. Riverside is a Democrat county. I have a 4-1 Democrat board. Ultimately, I run a $1.3 billion per year budget, and I've finished in the black every single year. I have made changes that have changed the entire county of Riverside government on how they do business because of basically them telling me I have to save money. I love saving money, but you're not going to tell me I have to save money if you're not going to. So I forced county government to change everything that they did. So the basic ability that I have to, according to Democrats in Riverside County, I am the most popular elected official in Riverside County history. And that is from a Republican, a very fiscally conservative red Republican in a blue county. So the ability for me to operate as successful as I have been in Riverside County, to take that to Sacramento is just going to be another day of work. It's not anything different than I've been doing all along. I've been fighting in Sacramento within the state government, within the legislature for the last 8 years. I know everything that's broken. I pretty much know every single person there that's breaking it and how we're going to force all of you to get them out in their next elections.
Thank you. Thank you, Chad.
And again, it's all regulation. It's removing the regulatory environment that prevents drilling, prevents the permits, prevents the recovery of the oil. And the beautiful part of it is we're buying 80% of the oil and the gas that we need now. 80%. If we were oil independent, just like Alaska, just like Texas, just like the Dakotas, if we were oil independent just like them, the money that's generated from allowing oil companies to drill our oil, what they pay us to drill and pump our own oil, completely funds state government. So with me as your governor, by the time I leave, and this is going to be difficult, and I'm guessing between like the 5 and 6 year mark, within that 5 or 6 years, we will have completely changed the tax code, and you will no longer be paying California state income tax. The story is that I knelt to BLM. I mean, that's a story, and he's going to send you pictures of me. Obviously, yes, I was kneeling. So that was 30 minutes before we removed them from Riverside. And I was, for 5 hours, 7 hours, I was standing between 1,000 deputies and the rioters or the protesters. They were protesters up until that point. And the first bottle that went over my head, I said, okay, you guys are done. They knew the rules. We had gone over the rules with them. And it was a zero tolerance policy, and they knew it. As soon as it went to not protest and went to violent, we were ending it. So I saw the first bottle go whizzing over my head, and I grabbed the one, he grabbed the other two organizers, and I told them it was over. We told them they had 30 minutes before we would physically be removing them and taking as many to jail as we possibly could. He thanked me for the professionalism of the deputies, because it was brutal. It was brutal all day. Now some protesters were nice and everything else, but they were brutal. Calling me names, killed Bianco, all that stuff, calling my deputies names, throwing things at them, spitting at them, all those things. They were unbelievably professional, and I was super proud of them. So were the organizers. And they thanked me for their professionalism. Then they told us where all the weapons were hidden that were going to be used against us when we were making them all leave. They told us what the people were dressed like. They were all dressed, all the Antifa types, what they dressed like, what they looked like, and where they were going to be close in the crowd, so we knew what we were getting into. Thanked me again, and then he said, "Can I pray for your deputies? I know this is going to be ugly." And I said, "Absolutely." He turned and asked the crowd if they wanted to pray with him. He asked if I would ask the deputies. I did. Some deputies did, some didn't. Some in the crowd did, some didn't. You can even see that on your pictures and on the video that Steve's showing. Were they kneeling to me? Crowd was kneeling. It doesn't even make sense. We prayed. We said thanks. 30 minutes later, we physically removed them from my seat. And it's as simple as that, Mary. He wanted Bernie to win. And this is the reality of where he came from. I talked to the prime minister that took over after they left. He didn't come here to teach in Stanford. They were run out of the country because they lied to everybody about being conservative. And when Steve was the strategist that made it happen for Cameron. And when they got into office, they turned the country green. And the country revolted and ran them out of the country. Then he came here and remade himself. And then now I want you to, I know it's more than a minute, but I want you all to not think about what I'm telling you. I want you to go look up Victor Marx. Victor Marx is running for governor in Colorado. He has far much more money than I do. So he can spend a lot more money on things that I can't spend money on. And he just came out, he did this massive podcast. It was amazing the things that they've uncovered. But 8 years ago, because of Trump, because of what Trump did and snuck under the radar in 2016 and the whole MAGA movement and everything else, 8 years ago, they identified the date. 8 years ago, Democrats started getting into the Republican Party, claiming that they're switching party, claiming that they saw the light, claiming that their party left them, and they've infiltrated the Republican Party, and now they're all attacking Republicans in these elections to keep them from winning. And then, so think about what we have right now. It would have been possible in January from August to